blasting everything to bits. The night feels dangerous and exciting. This place is called Spurftop. The fur dresser named Trim. Let's see. He seems glad you're developing your own fur style. Can't be shy about who you are when the world's about to end. Says the world's broken. Not sure if it can be fixed, but it's going to be a bouncy ride either way. Says you've blazed a path to a place where you have the power to destroy or save everyone. So, which way will it be? He can see you have a steadfast heart. You know the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others, like he does with his clippers. Trim wonders if you ever think about your place in the world, whether you wear your fur short or long. It's about how well your insides match your outsides, right? Right. It makes you feel more like yourself, whoever that is. Figures we might have more styles in our futures. The world still has some good time left in it. Knows you've been working to make things better. Says it's good you're working with the Myriad tribe. As crazy as the world is now, he confesses that tribes with more fur are more his style. Likes how they sit still for their fur dressing. Thinks you're more important than whoever you're working with, though. You're the one who gets things done. Says visitors been far and a few. No one seems to prioritize a hair cute these days. It's barbarism at its worst. He thinks everybody seems occupied with the fact the world's going under. He presents himself as Trim. Says he'll take care of you and that hairstrosity. Tells you to ask any of his happy custom furs, even though he realizes they won't be easy to find. He's got one little problem. His clipper fingers have rusted due to the contamination, and without them, his whole existence is hanging by a hair. His friend Juju should have a pair of clipper fingers to spare, as he's mostly on the zigzagger nowadays. Maybe you could snag it from him. He doesn't know who gave you your Frankencut, but he'll upstyle it and give you a #1 pop mop in no time. Just fetch him the clipper fingers. Figures he can make your fur as delightful as your tongue.
Light instantly vanishes dark.
How much light do you really need?
All the light, all of it!
I mean, you could leave a little space for the dark.
All the light.
Hey, nice shot. Bang, bang. You just line up the gears on that lock, and it should spring open. Just a few moves. That's a colourful find. Wow, lucky. You're here for a reason. It's up to you to figure out what that is. This is called suburbia, a place to get away from the city stink. Jumble cannot thank you enough. Nothing is as great as a surprise after the rain. He thought he was ready to make you the jumble juice, but his supply of fill-up glasses has become a bottleneck. Without it, he has nothing to put the juice in. Get him a fill-up glass, and he'll start mixing the juice in the meantime. He'll have it ready for you when you come back. That kind of glass shouldn't be too hard to find. You should be able to find one drifting about on the surf. You're helping him do the world a kindness it won't soon forget.
The light shines on.
Better isn't the word I would use.
Right, not better. Best.
You're the worst.
The worst of being the worst. Or just the best.
Jumble's happy you're here. So grateful that you're building things up instead of knocking them down. Says they're glad you're with them. Understands you have things to do. Jumble's happy you're here. Hopes. Sometimes your mind creates an illusion where it's possible to go back in time to relive a moment in your life. We all have things in our past we wish hadn't happened, and can come to remember seeing and doing things that never happened. However, there's no doubt that what you remember makes your future different. Choose the automaton functionality you want to recall. You weren't supposed to know how to start the automaton pew-pew pang, but clearly you figured that out way back then. Like walking down a trail. You're such a luckster. A moon could make this a hunter's night. Jumble says that now he's got a fill-up glass, he's willing to part with a splash of his incredibly invigorating jumble juice. Jumble says he's got other interests than sunshine after rain. He's gathered quite a mix of curiosa over the years. The problem is, it's weighing him down now that he's shifted his focus to the sky. He'd be happy to part with some of it. He's been hauling around this stuff for too long anyways. Says it's whether the weather weathers well that worries him most. Jumble says seeing you always brightens his day. Says talking... Jumble says seeing... Came out on top. Boom. That hurt him. Cut that one in half. A monolith like that means the potato people aren't far away. You got it dialed in. See where that light leads? Supposedly, mounts like that can smell fear. There it is, the tree of life. The idea that all life is related by common descent, where the twigs are existing species and those produced in the past represent the succession of the extinct. The tree's great branches were once budding twigs, a connection between the past, present, and future. A representation of all extinct and living species with its ever-branching and beautiful ramifications. We are an evolution of those that came before. There's a lot on the line here. Ah, that wood scrap seems like it would be perfect for your plans. Let's see. Beefed up. It's a place well hidden. It's just below the above. When a story comes to you, pay attention.
Coibe o corfabe. Icama perna.
Out of Date's impressed you made it this far, but there's still so much left to do. The end of the world is still on everyone's minds.
Wumbobo dubuko.
You've beaten a path where you have the power to destroy or save everyone. Question is, what you'll do with that responsibility.
Coibe o corfabe. Ko tuvon ko kumvunkono.
He can sense that your heart beats steadily and acknowledges that the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others.
Tolowoya lo yalo batoloyo.
Thinks it's important that you remember who you are and where you came from. Someone without knowledge of their history and origin is like a tree without roots.
Ato wamawa. Befabi hita huntoko kirko.
It's important to stay grounded. You share the same fate as the tree.
Loma utolu ba yowo.
Out of Date says there's a time for everything. And now there's no use thinking of the past, for it's gone.
Bilia antuf.
Think of the present, because that's where you are. It's time to set your priorities as the one who completes things.
Kwai katawa.
If you continue to do good, good will follow you.
Vunko vunturubo. Potowata.
If the world really does end, there won't be anywhere to run. So he's prepared for the worst, something he calls the Ark.
Luatolo maua.
Two sides to everything, but for him it would be devastating if you were forced to use the Ark to escape while the world crumbled.
Ya molovano.
Out of Date says there's no clear record of the chain of events that changed the course of history and brought the world to its knees.
Honto kontue pon levun koja.
He's found evidence on the Ark, records of a crisis, decades of contamination that permeated the ground and broke its inner core.
Alu vutulua.
The contamination disrupted what we now know as key energy, the life force that runs through all things, living and inanimate.
Ba lo yuano. Evun koto bovum.
He's been told the blight affected everything at a genetic level and turned our perception of normality on its head.
Miami no ekek ushbar no barke.
It was only those that changed that avoided extinction, proving that the possibility for survival and renewal was real.
Ya you maua. Tuloya. Voto lola.
He understands you are curious about the ship at the foot of the tree. He says it surfaced when the oil broke through the ground.
Tuloya. Voto lola.
The Ark predates the back-in days, and now, after years of study of the manuals he found inside, he believes he's figured the ship out.
Far come mako to far titaba.
The Ark has room for 4 more, and he trusts you'll apply wisdom to your compassion and choose whom to save if the world comes to end.
Yevofo lola nofo. Setuata papkila.
He'll keep the seats open, and you are free to invite up to 4 others to join you in the Ark in the event of a cataclysm.
Setuata papkila. Yevofo lola nofo.
Out of Date says that from what he's heard, you've been busy.
Yowotulua.
He says he appreciates what you've done so far, but unfortunately he's got urgent news from his friend Goop in the southeast.
Valu alu herwa. Empaso tombubu bukoye.
Out of Date says that even though he's unsure about your intentions, he hopes you'll support Goop.
Toledrea. Ya maoloa. Momombusu?
He says he'll point you in the right direction, but finding Goop and making sure he gets what he needs is up to you. That's the sound of impending doom. Out of Date's premonitions of imminent disaster are true. The Porkypuff needs to be handled.
Tuloya. Voto lola.
Out of Date says that Goop is worried now that the Southeast World Eater is stepping up its activity.
Kutuvun poputove. Pilvov ugvuhu. Vobra boom.
He explains that Goop is working on a goo-gliding vessel in order to get to the World Eater, but needs help to get it done.